Hey everyone, we're back again for another episode of Three Uniques. I'm Brenda, and I'm pleased to introduce you to Amanda Lau. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, how are
Yeah,
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Awesome. So Amanda, just so everyone knows, is a director of coaching at Method Indoor Cycling, which is a spin studio here in Vancouver. She's also a personal trainer. And what else can you share about yourself, Amanda?
Well, I've been in the fitness industry for over 20 years now. So I started off as an aerobics instructor. I've been teaching indoor and outdoor cycling and also founded my own personal training business over 15 years ago. And most recently, I joined a new venture with 4 other women, and it's called 120%. And we formulate natural and scientifically based athletic performance and recovery creams. So for cycling, if you cycle, it would be referred to as chamois cream. And we're recently also coming out with a recovery cream that has natural products to help you recover faster.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Where can we find your product? Is it already out there yet? Like now?
It is not out yet. We are in production. We have launched a website where you can pre-order, and our product should be on the market within the next month.
Okay, well, I'll make sure that when we tag you in your post that we also tag your company. So email that to me afterwards and we'll get that tagged in there for you. That's awesome. That's so exciting. Well, and you and I go way back, way back.
Way back.
So what's the connection? Do you remember?
Oh, I remember from the first time you stepped into my spin class and I looked at you and I'm like, I know that woman. I'm like, it took me, Brenda, it took me 20 seconds. I had to like retrace where it was. And it was before my fitness days. It was when I was working retail in a mall called Metrotown. I think I first met you when you were either district manager, general manager for Gap Kids.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
District manager. I think I was maybe area manager or something, stepping into a district manager role. But yeah, I had Metrotown Kids. Yeah, and you were working there.
Yeah, you were my boss, and all I wanted to be was key holder.
And you were awesome at it. You're so good at it. It's like one of the best. Yeah, so we go way back, and then I started spinning with you, and you're like an amazing coach. Totally like drill us on everything that you do, but it's awesome. Always like leave your class feeling like, okay, I just like shedded 10 pounds, I think, in 60 minutes. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's good. Good advertising. So Amanda, you're here to share your 3 uniques with us. So what are they?
So, when you asked me to get interviewed, I had a bit of a panic mode, racking my brain about what my 3 uniques were. I asked a few people, and the best advice I got was the only person that really knows your true 3 uniques is yourself. So I spent a little bit of time writing things out and listening to some of your other speakers on. And you had an interesting guy on called Joel Hansen, I think, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And what he did was, I think he chose a letter, and he chose the letter P. And that kind of resonated with me. And I'm like, well, that makes it a little bit easier. Because the first thing that came to mind was the letter C for me. So I'll just tell you the 3 C's that automatically come to my head that relate to my 3 uniques. So one is I'm a coach and I'm coachable. And there's different things that make me unique within that word. I think I have been known for being a connector in my community. And the last one is definitely consistency.
Awesome. So 3 C's. So let's take it up to the top. So coach or coachable?
So being a coach myself, I spend most of my days coaching people on and off the bike. And I think being a coach, it comes very natural to me because, first of all, I love what I do and I have a passion for being a coach. But I think in order to succeed in doing my job as a coach, I need to be very coachable when I'm sort of on the other side. So being an endurance athlete, I've had many coaches help me achieve my goals. And the biggest feedback I have gotten from them is that I am very coachable. I don't take myself too seriously. I sort of learn where my weaknesses are and really try to focus on improving myself, both when it comes to physical exercise. I think over the years, I have a lot of mental and physical resilience, and just kind of I'm very curious to what things will feel like for me when things get hard. And I know you followed me on some of my journeys, and I've done some crazy distances, things that I didn't think that I could actually accomplish. But I think having that mental and physical resilience and learning when to dig deep and having some grit, that makes me very coachable.
Awesome. I love that. And yeah, I love following you on your stories. And this year would have been another big story for you guys. Like, but I see you on the bike, even just locally, you know, doing some really challenging rides and out there on the weekends, really pushing yourself.
Yeah, I mean, with COVID, every year I do set a big goal to go away somewhere, and usually it is in Europe to do a big 7-day stage race. This year didn't allow me and my training partner to go to Italy, and so we instead, which was kind of nice because there was no timing chip or a race clock, we raised a lot of money for Coast Mental Health, and our challenge was the challenge to go further. And what that entailed was for me to go further in one day that I've ever gone, which was 5,000 meters of vertical climbing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And your second unique?
So my second unique is I consider myself a connector. And what I mean by that is I love connecting people that either come to my classes or that I train one-on-one. I do feel like a big success of my classes and why I love what I'm doing so much is because I love after the connection, you're building a community and you're trying to build that community. And I find people do come to me when they want to meet someone or I may have a connection for someone. It's just something I love to do. And that's probably a big reason why I do love my job is because I have connected so many people and I've built a community that I really care about.
Amazing. And your third unique?
Third unique is consistency. And I say this a lot in my classes. It's all about repetition and consistency. And I think you can put that into any aspect of your life, be it your job, your relationships, consistency, just showing up and really caring and just putting in the work. But it doesn't work if you just do it once in a while. I think it has to be ongoing and, like I said, consistent.
Amazing. Was there anyone in your life that you sort of think back on that really helped guide you to those three uniques, or has been like a big influencer? Like when you talk about consistency or that connection to community or the coachable moments, was there any like influencers? Like you've had coaches on the athletic side, but maybe even people outside of that realm?
So I would say this lady I worked for over 20 years ago, I started at a place called the Fitness Group. Did you ever go to the Fitness Group?
On 4th Avenue.
In Collingwood. So my mentor back then was Barb Crompton, who created the Fitness Group. And she said one thing to me, and it's always stuck. The reason why, you know, the popular instructors are popular or people keep coming back is because it's consistency. It's not getting your classes subbed. It's showing up, you know, when you don't want to, and it's just putting in the work.
Yeah, I love the phrase putting in the work. And sometimes, yeah, it's just like things aren't always going to come easy to you, but when you put in the work, you get the return.
No, and especially in my position, you know, sometimes, you know, we all have bad days. Physically, I'm tired. Mentally, I don't feel like getting on that spin bike and motivating people. But you really do have to leave your stuff at the door because I have, you know, lots of people coming because I inspire them and I motivate them. And that 60-minute sweat is what's going to make their day. And you just have to realize it's not really about you all the time. It's really about what you're doing for people and how you're making them feel.
Awesome. That's so great. So one of my burning questions that I have for you is, because I know you're very goal oriented. So what's one goal you'd like to focus on over the next 100 days? Because we've got about 100 days before the end of 2020. If you can imagine, it seems like it's been like a century in 1 year, but we've got like, we've got 100 days left, or approximately 100 days left on the year. What's one goal that you really want to get accomplished or focus on?
I have been, working on some personal and professional stuff. And so I would say in the next 100 days, there's a few obstacles I need to get over. And I feel like COVID has sort of been an obstacle. I don't want to really say an excuse, but for some people to sort of keep going on a trajectory that is going to take us out of COVID. So I'm sort of putting myself, where am I going to be, you know, a year and a half from now to 2 years? That's where I'm looking. And I'm looking in a landscape of no COVID. We are back to, you know, sort of a new normal. So right now there are a lot of things that I am working on, and I'm not waiting for COVID to be over to see what's happening. I'm sort of planning my future now.
Awesome. That's so great. And anything that you're like, are you a reader? Do you like to read, or do you like to like watch documentaries or anything from a learning standpoint? Is there anything that you're reading or watching? Because you'll talk about that sometimes in spin classes about some 90-year-old like triathlete or something that inspires you.
My reading days have been limited, because when I'm coming after putting the kids down and, you know, being physically active all day, I honestly, Brenda, have been trying to read, and within like one page, I'm like falling asleep. I've been reading my kids books, you know, before they go to bed. So I've actually been listening to podcasts, because it's actually quite meditative for me, and something about having AirPods. I sleep with earplugs, but having something in my ears and blocking out everything on the outside. So usually in the evenings before I go to bed, I have been listening to a guy named Sam Harris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what does he talk about?
He is a philosopher, neuroscientist. He talks from everything about his views on politics to COVID to meditation, everything.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. So Amanda, we'll wrap it up today. Thanks so much for being on. I really appreciate you sharing your 3 uniques with everybody.
And thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been awesome. And for everyone listening and watching, please be like Amanda and share your 3 uniques. Get out there. The world needs what you've got, and you're not always going to see that on a resume when you're applying for a job. So get out on social media, do a video like Amanda and I just did today, and keep sharing. Thanks, Amanda. Take care.
Take care. Bye.